So our friend Mark Elias at Democracy Docket recently put out a list of 10 things we can do right now to protect free and fair elections. This comes directly from Democracy Docket, something I highly recommend you subscribe to support Mark and his team's work as they protect our votes and keep us informed about what is essential to know right now. But I also want to do a brief rundown of what the 10 things are, because as much as Donald Trump wants to be and is taking the steps to be a dictator, he is not all powerful. He wants us to believe he is, that opposing him is futile, but he's not. His greatest weaknesses are still elections. He lies about them and is trying to suppress our votes with executive orders and things like the SAVE Act because he fears the outcomes. There's a reason Elon Musk spent so much money trying to buy a Wisconsin Supreme Court election that his sellout MAGA judge lost by 10 points. This administration is trying to abandon the Constitution, undermine the courts, and scare us to death. But they are already spending a fortune on the midterms, which to me says they're very worried. So I want to paraphrase Mark Elias's advice about how we stand up to democracy and defend our elections starting today. Because if they lose in the future, boy, will this thing be shut down. Number 1, educate yourself. Know the rules around voting in your state. Become familiar with the county's rules. Understand that there are people working overtime to make it harder for us to vote, and the rules keep changing. So check in, maybe check in once a month. Make sure you are up to date with the voting rules in your state. Number 2, share what you learn. Once you figure out how things work, tell your people. Voter suppression is often the most effective because people don't understand it. They get caught unaware. Stay aware. Make sure your friends do too. If they close all the polling station but one, plan to be at that one polling station for hours. If you can't use drop boxes anymore, know where you have to drop your ballot off. Keep talking to your people. Friends don't let friends not vote. And we have to make sure everyone we know is talking about elections, talking about voting all the time. We might have taken our democracy for granted before. No longer. Number 3, run for something. Mark and his team give the organization Run for Something some major props in his article, and I want to concur. We just had the president and CEO of Run for Something on the Politics Girl podcast, and that is a hell of an organization. They've already had 40,000 new people raise their hands to run since Trump was reelected. So if you or someone you know might be interested in running for local office, go to runforsomething.net. With all the voter suppression out there, it would also be very great to have more people running to protect our democracy in roles like election judges and county clerks. Number 4, volunteer for a campaign. If you are not ready or interested in running for office, volunteer to help someone who is. Volunteer with a local party. Volunteer with your state party. Volunteer directly for a candidate. Check out swingleft.org or the States Project to give you more direction on who you can help. Every campaign needs volunteers, and there is no better way to support our democracy than working within our democracy. Number 5, join or support a pro-democracy organization. If you don't want to be Team Red or Team Blue, then volunteer for a nonprofit or a grassroots organization for a cause that you believe in. Voting rights, the environment, women's rights, reproductive rights. You don't have to be partisan to want to make things better. Number 6, become a trained poll worker. There are so many counties in America that don't have enough poll workers, particularly during election season. But becoming a poll worker takes training, and it requires dedication and attention to detail. So if you want to serve your community in a meaningful way, this is a great way to protect the integrity of the voting process. To find out more, just type in how to become a poll worker into your search engine and then pick the district you want to work in. If your computer or phone knows your location, the places closest to you will already be at the top. Number 7, engage with elected officials. I know this one seems boring, sometimes pointless, but there's a reason so many of us tell you to call and write your elected officials at all levels. That means federal, state, local, all the time. It actually makes a difference. You can talk to them about anything. I called multiple times recently to express my outrage about these state-sanctioned kidnappings and the ignoring of the Supreme Court. But as Mark points out, if democracy is your priority, then call to tell them that protecting voting rights and ensuring free and fair elections is your top issue, that you want to see them working on it. Democracy Docket also encourages you to show up at public meetings so you can tell them directly or ask them what they're doing to combat voter suppression. Make yourself aware of what legislation is coming down the pipe, like the SAFE Act, that may hurt your ability to vote, and then contact your elected officials about it. It doesn't matter where you live or who represents you. It doesn't matter if you're a Democrat or a Republican or if your area is red or blue. Pressure on your representatives matters. Number 8, vote in every election. Yes, every election. That means local elections, primary elections, special elections. Mark calls it being a super voter. The more you vote, the more informed and engaged you are. You are also then uniquely positioned to notice and report problems right at the source. Did the polling location near you change? Is the voting equipment down? Did your government stop sending out ballots or reminders about voting? Is there anything at your voting site that would impact people's accessibility? Because if you notice and call someone, then maybe that can be fixed so more people can vote. Number 9, stay engaged. Trump is counting on us giving up. And while I sympathize with the instinct to give him what he wants because this sucks and it's exhausting and heartbreaking and shitty, people have fought through exhausting, heartbreaking, and shitty before. That is how women got the vote. That's how the Civil Rights Act was signed, how gay marriage was finally legalized. People just kept fighting even when it was hard, even when it was violent, even when it was unjust. They just kept coming back for what was right. And it is our turn now. Trump assumes we're just going to shut down or move on or try to normalize it. Don't. To protect democracy, we must stay in it. And that's not just showing up on election day. Finally, Mark's final piece of advice on protecting our voting rights is to support independent pro-democracy media. As he points out, a healthy democracy depends on a well-informed public. But if we leave it up to legacy media, we can see now we will not be that. We will only know what our billionaire corporate overlords want us to know. So we want to be supporting independent pro-democracy media like Democracy Docket, which inspired me to make this piece. And listening to people like me, my rants, the Politics Girl podcast, because we are actually out here telling you the truth. And supporting our work and sharing it with other people, that just keeps everyone else more informed. And like G.I. Joe said, knowing is half the battle. So that's Mark's list of 10 things you can do to protect our democracy. Do one, do them all, just don't do nothing. We can rest when we're dead. And if we keep this administration, we're going to be dead sooner rather than later. And honestly, no one wants that.